Hi guys, for today's discussion, I picked a few beautiful girls to just have a real girls talk. We're going to touch bases on a few topics that I feel are important for others to know but are not normally talked about. And I chose these three girls because I've had conversations with them in the past, and we kind of talk about things that you may not really consider girl talk but are essential and important because they do happen in our everyday lives, but it's just not really like comfortable. It can be a little bit uncomfortable, but we're going to try to give you guys some input on or thoughts of what we feel on each of these topics. So we're going to start by just introducing ourselves, telling you guys a little bit about us, what we do, our age, and of course our names.
Okay, I'm Chelsea. I'm 21 years old. I go to FIU, and I'm a makeup artist.
My name's Natasha. I'm 23. I'm an esthetician, and I'm on a startup right now.
Hi, I'm Natasha, the host. I'm 23. I'm a student at FAU, and I also have a Ivy Candle business, and I'm also a founder of Science Sisterhood, which is a non-profit organization that I also started with two other girls.
Hi, my name is Shireen, and I'm currently a computer science student at FAU.
So the first topic that we're going to discuss is education. I just have a few brief questions on how important we feel education is and what has made us all want to be students, and what have we learned so far as being a student, and how has education impacted us in our everyday lives. How much do you think a degree should play an importance? Let's say like you can learn the skill, but for most jobs like in corporate America, or like for teaching, or like computer science, or like for me med school, like we wouldn't be able to obtain that profession if we didn't have that degree, and they wouldn't pay us for that degree. Do you think that's reasonable? Because sometimes you can have a profession and learn the skill. So do you think that like a degree is like that they put so much emphasis on degree? Do you think it's that vital?
Well, to begin with, I think in general, I don't agree that having a degree from an institution is the only way to show that you've learned to do something. The truth is, higher education is inaccessible to a lot of people, despite scholarships, despite like grants. There's still populations and people that have the capacity to learn something but can't really access college.
But they can still learn the skill if they were put in the environment.
Yeah, I think people who are people who hire should have should give options to people who want to work for them. Does that make sense?
Do you guys have anything to piggyback on?
No, I basically agree. I just feel like a degree is basically, let's say that people couldn't, like getting a degree wasn't an option. I feel like it'll be an overwhelming response to that job. You know what I'm trying to say? So like it makes it like saying like, okay, this person actually got a degree and this person didn't. So that way it wouldn't be like a swarm of so much people like all at one time. Let's say like this job, all you need was a high school diploma, then you have like 1,000. But if they say 1,000 people try to get that job, and then you say you have to have a degree, then it'll narrow it down to 50 people. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it wouldn't just be a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the only thing.
I think it just depends on what it is. If you're gonna go to be a doctor, I would want my doctor to have went to school and have been done the most when it comes and have all the degrees. But there's just certain things that I guess don't matter, and nowadays everyone can become an entrepreneur online and sell their products online. There's so many other ways to make something for yourself than just to go and get a degree. That we've seen in today's age, but still there's the jobs out there that require to get the education, so I don't knock it.
Okay, I agree. And then I know you had to obtain some type of schooling to get your license, right?
Yeah, I went to an institute and then got licensed to become an esthetician. So you pass the state board test. It's pretty basic. It's more what you do after, because they just teach you how to pass the
and I feel like a lot of times it's like that, because even for instance, like you can get a degree in one thing and then go on to do something else with that degree. It's how it's like how you like go forward with the degree after you have obtained it, you know?
Right. In my case, you can pass the state board, but that doesn't mean you actually know how to do a lot of things that they don't teach you. They just teach you at the basic level. So you have to go out and, get involved and get educated, find other continuing education courses. And it's all about continuing your education throughout your entire career or whatever it is that you choose to do.
Okay. And then my other question is, we all agree that education is important. And why do you guys feel like it's important? Because for me personally, I feel like education is not only just going to school or taking a course. It's like you just basically obtaining knowledge in any type of way. And I feel like knowledge is essential throughout life. Like even if you want to read a book, if you want to listen to somebody else, like just you consistently putting yourself in that space to always learn is always important just to live. And how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I do think that like if you like graduate high school, for example, and you just stop learning, like you don't take it upon yourself to explore things that you're interested in, then that's like kind of like saying that our school system taught you everything you needed to know, which we all know is not true. So and if you keep learning after you graduate or outside of like the school system, then that's just keeping your brain sharp. It's just making you have more things to discuss with people that you meet, that you might have something in common with. It just makes you more of an expert in the things that you're interested in.
Agree.
Same.
Yeah. No, I was gonna piggyback off what you said.
Yeah. Okay, so we can move forward. And I know like politics is not really my thing, but I wanted to speak about this because I wanted you guys' opinion. I watched the interview and he basically said like the way that our government system is going, like that we have Donald Trump as our president, it's not so much of a bad thing, because if you don't reveal something, you can't heal it. So because Donald Trump was put in this position and he's like exposing the dark side of America, it puts us all in the mindset as if we, like, makes us more accountable. Like, it's not just based on the government to shape the whole country. Like, we all play a part in this. And even though we disagree with the way that he's running the country or his politics or whatever he has going on, it still holds us more accountable. So more people are becoming more aware and more active in trying to help shape the country and what they would wish for it to be. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like it's a good thing or it's a bad thing? Like he's just a clown and we don't know. We have no hope.
I guess it would be a little bit of both, but yeah. I could agree with what you said. Maybe if you didn't vote last year, you'll be more excited to vote this time around. You don't want to happen the same thing, and you've seen it play out, and you're just like, wow, I could have made a difference. I could have voted, and things like that. Just us putting out more. Maybe we're all a little lazy. I know I've been.
Yeah. Like it puts the responsibility kind of more on us to like push us to like maybe we should do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Up.
Yeah.
Chelsea, what do you think?
No, I was just gonna say the same thing.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
I do agree with what you said. Like a lot of people that maybe weren't activists before are now getting into it, or maybe having him for president has shed some light on topics that they were passionate about that they didn't, want to talk about before. And I do also agree that he's exposing a lot of darkness in this country. A lot of people were in denial before, right? When we did have Barack Obama as president, a lot of people had this notion that we have a black president and now we have no problems. Like that just solved everything. And, now you can say for sure that we know that that's not true.
So we all agree that it is a good thing, because a lot of people just talk about the negative and what could be instead of saying, like, reflecting on themselves and saying, like, how can I make the situation better, or what can I do to contribute to seeing what I actually want to be done. So we can start by like lightening things up a little bit. So I wanted to go into the topic of love. I know, like, Natasha, you're married, and I just wanted you to just kind of, because you know, like in our generation and our era, a lot of people say like once you've had a kid and once you're married, your life stops. Like you're not gonna have fun. It's not fun. And I want you to, yeah, part of it, but it's also like I want you to show like the joy of it. Like even though like you're married and you have a child, like it's still more to life. Like you still have.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's why you choose wisely who you gonna do the rest of your life with, who you're gonna end up with. I think that's key. Obviously, not everyone. They say not everyone finds their soulmate, but I think we have a whole lifetime to find someone that we genuinely like, someone that's truly your friend. And if you spend the rest of your life with someone that's your friend, then in the end, you guys are gonna agree to like, you know what, let's go here and let's just have fun. And things could turn out laughs and things could also get bad. It's just it takes a lot of work to keep any type of relationship. The relationship that I have with my mom, the relationship I have with my friends, it takes a lot of maintenance. It takes a lot of like, I'm tired right now. I really don't feel like answering the phone, but I know they probably want to talk to me about their day. So let me answer the phone. You know, things like that matter as far as keeping any relationship. And yeah, that, I mean, I think marriage is a beautiful thing. I don't think that everybody needs the paper and all that stuff. That doesn't matter. As long as you find someone that you bond with and is your companion and, you know, just kick it and have a good time.
And then I wanted to ask you like this specific question. Like from this transition from like a girlfriend to a wife, do you feel like it was like more responsibility to you like now, like, oh my God, like I'm his wife, so I have to like be this extra, or was it just like cool, like it was just like we just, like how you said it wasn't like the paper, it was just like a commitment that you guys both made, and it just made your relationship like official? Or,
yeah, I guess so. I mean,
that?
To me, I didn't want to look at it too heavy, because once you look at things like that, like when you look at, oh, now I have a kid, or, you know, the heavier you look at it, the more it weighs on you, and the more you stress about it, and it's just unnecessary stress. Like, I'm expecting another baby, and I'm just like, well, it is what it is. I wanted more children anyways, but, you know, I don't want to look at it too dark and be like, oh my God, it's only gonna get harder, because I know it's gonna get harder. Yeah. But so as to answer your question, like the transition, I tried to not make it that my best, to not make it that a little, you know, as far as like society goes, you do kind of, oh well, I'm his wife now, should I act this way, should I act that way? I guess it also goes with the personality you have. Like, don't ever change yourself, don't ever, stay true to what you like and what you do. And I mean, as for me, I tried my best. Like I said, I try my best not to overthink that part, because then it kind of gets a little too
pressure on you.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. And then I have a question for all of us. What's your own personal definition of unconditional love? Like for anything, not specific to like a relationship, like anything that you would say like, I love this unconditionally, what would you define that as?
Do I go first?
Yeah, you can.
Unconditional love, I think, is loving without pressure, without like pressure on yourself or pressuring the person to be something that they're not. But, you know, I also think the concept of unconditional love can become toxic sometimes. You know, some people may interpret unconditional to mean you have to deal with a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And I don't think you should have to. So, I don't know.
Okay, so you're like kind of on the fence about it. Chelsea?
Same thing. I just feel like it's like loving somebody no matter what. So then it's, I don't know, it's kind of like, is it real, is it not real? Is that really a term, or just somebody? I think unconditional love is just a term people say like, I just love you a lot. I don't think it's like an actual thing. I don't think it's no such thing as that.
Okay, my personal definition is, I think that we, like you said, like sometimes the term can be misinterpreted, because I feel like you can love someone unconditionally but not be in that toxic situation, like not have that person in your everyday life. But like, for instance, like if you have someone, it can be anybody, a spouse, a sister, a mom, and you know in your heart like you love them unconditionally, but for you to like be who you wish to be, you can't have that person in your space. But if that person were to need you, to call you, or you would be there in need of them, but you love them unconditionally, like you would do whatever you want, but you also have to love yourself unconditionally too, so that you know your boundaries on how far you're willing to take it with that person, or how much you're willing to let that person impact you. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, and then lastly, I wanted you guys to touch bases, like based on the topics that we discussed so far. Is there anything within those topics that you guys have experienced that you want to express, and like just share how you've been motivated to like overcome something in one of those topics that was hard for you, that you want to share with them, and maybe they experienced it too? Chelsea, you want to go first? I know I've been like, Shereen, Natasha.
Well, so overall, I just say, whatever you're feeling, either talk to someone about it, or if you're like going through something, try to research about it, and don't be afraid to seek help and educate yourself more. And yeah, just always learn, stay true to who you are, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, she made a point, like, educate yourself if there's something that's going on. Like, I couldn't agree more. You know, there's something that concerns you about yourself, you know, look for help, look for someone to talk to. I guess I would say, in my experiences, through everything, business-wise, relationship-wise, don't ever settle. Don't just think, well, maybe I'll find happiness somewhere throughout this relationship or somewhere throughout this career. Maybe I'll find that peak where I'll be okay with dealing with this. And I don't think, once I stopped settling, things started changing for me in all aspects. So I would just recommend anybody to hold yourself to what you want. If you want that, go for it. And that's all.
And I agree with both of them. I would, like how she said, with everything I've learned that like sometimes you can get like a little wayward from your true self, but once you, like, you're not crazy for believing in you, or like feeling like I'm this person, like to have that confidence in yourself to know that you're that person and you can obtain anything is more valuable than anything. So that is a key point, to always stay true to yourself and just work for whatever you want. Like there's no limit, there's only a limit if you put a limit on yourself. And even like we discussed earlier, like just because we have someone as a president, or you have a mom or someone that's above you, they still don't determine your destiny. Like you still have power over which route you take or whatever you choose to do.
I agree. I like the point of like, don't be afraid to reach out for help. I think a lot of us get overwhelmed and we just kind of try to deal with it ourselves, especially women. You know, we deal with a lot, we take on a lot. So yeah, I agree with everybody said.
So we can end the conversation by I'm gonna start a statement, and I just want each of us to finish the statement, like replace it with what you would finish the statement with. So the first statement is, I'm most thankful for
Life and health.
Family and health.
breath.
Family and health, absolutely.
As a young girl in America, I think it's my duty to
Live my best life.
I like that.
Yeah, live my best life and speak up whenever I see something.
I think it's my duty to be my true self and show the world what I have to offer.
It's definitely my duty to pay it forward and make things as easy for other people as other people have made for me.
Okay, I'm most happy when
I do things that makes me happy. or that I love.
Such as?
Oh, doing makeup, networking, connecting with other people, meeting new people, yeah, having a good time, good vibes.
Yeah, I'm most happy when a day goes well, day by day, when you have a good week, when I eat healthy, when I have clients back to back, and when my family's happy.
I'm most happy when I feel at peace, like when I'm not like tense, and I'm just like like Natasha mentioned, like I've had a good day, like I feel good inside, like, and then I feel like, okay, like my mind is like clear in a sense.
I'm most happy when I've got good streaks going, when like things are consistently looking up, and when I'm with my friends.
And to top it all off, the last statement I have, to be fully alive is to
Do what makes you happy and live life with no regrets.
Yeah, go after your dreams, have faith.
I like that. For me, I think it's the same, to do everything that you've ever imagined, to just be alive, like in everything that you want. Even if you were to make a mistake, you were to, like, you fix it, like you don't have any regrets and you just live your best life.
To be fully alive is to be very unapologetic, but also like constantly work on yourself.
Well, I just wanted to end by saying thank you to all of you for sharing your time with me and for letting me pick into your brains and giving me a little insight of what you guys think about. And I really enjoyed this time with you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Stay tuned for the next discussion and have a great day. I love you guys.